I'm Valeria at Chase & Paper. Welcome back to my channel. Today I want to share a really quick and easy project with you. This is something I came up with recently and I've been playing with this for the last couple of days and I thought you guys may enjoy making them too. So what we have here is little matchbook journals. I call them matchbook journals because they are structured very much like a matchbook. And they are roughly a size of a matchbook, maybe just a tiny little bit bigger. They fit on the palm of your hand. How cute is that? And surprisingly for the size, they are quite roomy and they are actually really practical. Well, first of all, they make great additions to any full-size junk journal and they make great additions to your Happy Mail. But they are also really convenient. You can just drop one of these in your handbag. You can put it in the pocket. You can keep one in the car. And it's something for you to jot down any notes if you have any good ideas or if you need to write down a phone number or do something really quick, because we don't always want to put it all in our phone. Sometimes it's good to do something with your hands the good old-fashioned way. I always like to keep something at hand where I can take a note with a pen. You can write down quite a few things and you can fit in quite a few pages. And of course, these pages are easily torn out if you needed to tear it out. Very practical, very cute, sweet little journals. And the best part is they're so easy to make. You can use your scraps. They do not require a lot of materials. I bet you could make a couple of these with just the scraps you have on your table right now. Also, if you kind of been feeling stuck and kind of in a rut in your crafting game, even if you haven't been feeling creative lately, just make a couple of these and this will get your creative juices flowing. All right, now ready to see how easy it is to make one of these? Great, let's do this. This is a perfect project to use up your unwanted book pages or your scrapbooking paper that you have left from other projects. I'm going to begin by cutting off a strip, which is going to be about 2 inches wide and about 6 3/4 inches long. You don't have to do this exact size, but I found that anything that's about anywhere from 1.5 to 2 inches wide and about 6.5 to 6 3/4 inches long works well. So this is going to be our cover. Now I'm using double-sided paper, but if you're working with one-sided paper, now would be a good time to go ahead and decorate the white side. You can use stencils or stamps. Or you can even leave that side white if that's what you prefer. This is going to be the outside side of my cover. So I'm going to put this side down and I'm going to fold about 1/2 inch on the left side. Now I'm going to take my Scotch permanent glue stick and glue this folded piece in like so. And now, once again, I am going to fold this little piece on the left side. I'm folding in the same direction, again, about 1/2 inch, like that. Using my bone folder to get a nice sharp crease, there. Now I'm bringing my right side all the way to the left, like this. And I'm going to move it just a little bit to the right, so it doesn't go all the way to the fold. I'm leaving maybe 1/8 of an inch. Like that, and I fold it. And here we have our matchbook cover. For the pages, I'm going to use this sheet of tea-dyed paper, nothing fancy. You can absolutely use scraps. You can use book pages here, tea-dyed, coffee-dyed paper, whatever you have on hand. Now I'm going to cut about 5 strips of paper. Those will be our pages. If you want more pages, then you will cut more strips. I found that anywhere between 5 and 10 works best. I'm just going to make my pages just a tiny little bit shorter than the height of my cover because I want them to fit in nicely. So just make them a little smaller, like this. Now that I have my first strip, I am going to use it right here on the rest of my paper to make my marks. so I don't have to do any more measurements. Now let's cut out our strips. And now we have a total of 7 strips of paper. The thinner your paper is, the more pages you'll be able to fit in comfortably. I'm going to fold each page in half, like this. Now that all my pages are folded in half, I'm going to place them inside each other, like this. There we go. All my pages are folded and placed inside each other. Now let's go ahead and check how well it fits. I'm putting my signature inside. I'm pushing it all the way into that fold we made in the beginning. And we have a good fit, but our pages are a little bit long and they have to end just under this crease right here. So I'm going to mark how long my pages need to be. And now I'm clipping them together. I will use this box cutter and a metal ruler, cutting off at the mark, nice and slow. There we have it. Now our pages should fit, and I can see that this is a perfect fit. They fit right under the crease. This is what it looks like from the top. And so now we can attach the pages to the journal. Now I promised you that this is a no-sew journal. So how are we going to attach them? We are going to keep it very simple and we'll use a stapler. Now I do want to hide the open ends of my staples. So instead of stapling right here over the fold, just like that, and having my staples sticking out in the back, here's what you can do. I am going to open this up like so. Just make sure you didn't move your pages and they still pushed in all the way to this crease. Now, as you're stapling, be sure to place those staples as close to the crease as you can. Not close to the edge, but close to this crease. And I'm going to use 2 staples to hold those pages in. Now your pages are in, nice and secure, and this is what the cover looks like in the back. So nobody can see the backs of your staples. And you can go ahead and you can even cover these staples if that's what you prefer. I'm going to run my piece of washi tape over the glue stick to make it extra sticky. And there we go. Cutting off the ends. And there we have it, a nice finished off look. Now let's work on the cover. Now my cover is going to tuck in into this first fold. So first of all, since it's stopping at the staples, I'm going to cut my cover just a little bit shorter. So I'm going to cut just a tiny little strip off. Now it should tuck in with no problems. Now at this point, if you want to do some inking around the cover, you can. I'm going to go ahead and ink it with Distress Oxide in Vintage Photo. There we have it. And now we can go ahead and decorate the cover. I'm going to keep decorations simple and I will use this washi sticker for the cover. Now I found that it's best to not go over this fold with your sticker because over time it will peel and you have to keep gluing them back. So I found that it's easier to just cut it off at around your crease line. I'm just going to cut all these parts that are sticking out from the cover. And that includes right here around the crease. There. And I'm going to add this label. using my Scotch permanent glue stick and place on my label right here. And I also want to cover up these staples. This is absolutely optional because they don't even look bad, but I want to add an extra embellishment and cover them up in the process. I'll go ahead and use this washi tape. There. And now, as a finishing touch, I want to add some gold accents. I'm going to use my gold metallic marker. And first, I'm just going to draw a little line right here, near the edge of that flap on the front cover, like that. And I'm going to add a little line here, near the crease, like that. And a little line along the top edge, like this, just to sort of outline the corner. And I outline the corner in the back as well, just to add a little interest and dimension to our cover. And there we have it. Our little matchbook journal is finished and complete, and how cute is that? I think it's really cute. I know that some crafters really don't like using staples, so I'm going to show you how to make one of these journals without any staples. And we are going to make it with glue only. For our next journal, I'm going to use a book page instead of scrapbooking paper. And this book page is old and pretty frail, so I am going to double it up to make it thicker. Again, keeping it really simple. I'm going to fold the page like this, using my Scotch permanent glue stick. Closing it, folding it like that, and gluing it together. Now I'm going to mark this doubled up part of the page at about 1 3/4 inches tall. And again, anywhere between 1 1/2 to 2 inches is a good size. And I'm going to cut that strip. Now for my cover, I would prefer to have text only, so I will first cut off this picture. And now I'll measure this strip to make it about 6 3/4 inches long. And there we have it, right here. Cutting off this little piece. Now I like this side better than this one, so I'm going to put my good side down. And I am going to fold about 1/2 inch on my left side, like that. Once again, we are going to glue this little flap right here. And then we'll fold it again at about 1/2 inch. But we're not gluing it this time. So we're only gluing our flap once. Now I'm going to bring my right side almost all the way to the left, leaving about 1/8 of an inch or so. And put in a nice crease right here on the right side. And now our matchbook cover is formed. I'm going to go ahead and ink it now to make my life easier later. Now that the cover is ready, let's go ahead and make our pages. I'm going to use this vintage craft paper this time. And once again, I am going to mark it against my cover. I'm making it just a little bit shorter than the cover, so it fits nicely. And I need the strips to be just about 6 inches long, maybe just a tiny bit shorter. There. I'm going to cut my pages off at that 6-inch mark first. There. There. Now we have 7 strips of paper. They are all the same size, and I am going to fold each of those strips in half. Okay, now that all my pages are folded in half, I'm going to go ahead and put them on top of each other. So I'm not doing the same thing we did before. I'm not placing them inside. I am putting them on top, just stacking them. And now I'm going to use my art glitter glue to glue these pages together. So I'm going to begin with my last page, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to put a line of glue right here on the end near the crease, and I'm putting the next folded paper on top of that, just like that. And make sure that your ends match up right here, and do the same thing with the next page. Again, I'm putting the glue on top, and I'm stacking all my pages. And we are going to continue until every single page is glued, and we're finished. Now I let my glue dry for a couple of minutes, and this is what we have. All the pages are glued on the side of their creases, and this part is open like a booklet, and this is what it looks like inside. All the pages are connected, and we are ready to place it into our cover. Now, before we place our booklet into the cover, let's go ahead and adjust the size. We are going to make our pages a little bit shorter, so I am placing my booklet in, pushing it all the way to the crease, and just like we did before, I'm just going to move this whole booklet down a little bit so you can see, and mark them just a little bit below the crease. There. And once again, I am using my box cutter and my metal ruler to cut the pages. Done. I am going to use my art glitter glue and put a little bit of glue just to the right of this crease right here. And now I am putting my booklet in. I'm pushing it all the way to the crease. Now I'm not gluing this flap on top. I am just gluing the back of the booklet to the back of the cover. And now that the back of the booklet is glued onto the back of the cover, like this, and the booklet is securely attached, I am going to deal with this flap. I will put a line of art glitter glue on top, like that, and on the bottom, right here. And I am going to close it this way, so that it's only glued on top and on the bottom. So now, as you can see, we still have an opening right here in the center, which is exactly what we need to tuck in our cover. Now the cover is obviously wider than that opening because we put the glue on top and the bottom. So I am going to cut little corners like this. I'm using the corner I just cut off to make the exactly same cut on the other side. There. Now let's see if it fits. And it fits. I just have to re-ink these corners that I just cut off. There, and the basic construction of our booklet is finished. Now we can go ahead and decorate the cover. I chose this beautiful sticker to decorate the cover. And once again, I'm going to cut off any parts that are sort of hanging off. There. And I am going to add this label 1919 to the front, using my Scotch permanent glue stick once again and placing it down right here. And I will now use this pretty washi tape to decorate this flap right here. Now, of course, we don't have any staples to cover up here, so this is just to add an embellishment to our front cover. There we have it. And here's what our front looks like. Now, because my back is pretty plain here and doesn't have anything but the book text, I'm going to decorate that as well. I will use this pink flower sticker. There we go. And I'm going to add a bit of washi tape here as well. Right here. And there we have it. Here's our back, here's our front. Now I do want to add something to the cover inside. So I'm going to add this little sticker, and I think it's going to add a nice touch. There. And there we have it. How pretty is this? Now this journal has pages that kind of open all the way, like that. And we can definitely go ahead and add a little more embellishments to the pages. I'm going to use some grid washi tape here and there. More grid tape, this time it's in a brown color. And there we have it. Another beautiful little matchbook journal. So there we go, my friends. We made a couple of cute little matchbook journals. I think they turned out really cute. Please let me know in the comments if you are going to give these tiny little journals a try. I really hope you like this little project. If you do, please make sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and share this video with your friends and with your crafting group. Thank you so much for spending time with me today, and I can't wait to see you next time.